Hello children, welcome to my channel. So let's start with the next chapter, chapter 4 on quadratic equations. In this video, I'll be dealing with only the solution of a quadratic equation. How do we find out the solution of a quadratic equation? The general form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where my a is not equal to 0. A meaning the coefficient of x square is not equal to 0. Because if the coefficient of x square becomes 0, then the quadratic equation will become a linear equation because this term is gone. And therefore you are saying that the coefficient of x square should not be equal to 0. In general, any real number alpha is called the root of the equation if when I substitute alpha in the quadratic equation, my left hand side is equal to right hand side. That is, if I substitute alpha, this is going to become a into alpha square plus b into alpha plus c is equal to 0. Let me just give you an example, simple example. So suppose I have a quadratic equation which is like this: x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. In this particular quadratic equation, if I substitute x is equal to 5, I will get 5 square minus 3 into 5 minus 10 is equal to 25 minus 15 minus 10, which is equal to 0, which implies that x is equal to 5 is the root of the quadratic equation x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. I can either say x is equal to alpha is the solution of the quadratic equation, or I can say that alpha satisfies the quadratic equation, or I can say alpha is the root of the quadratic equation, or I may also say alpha is the 0 of the quadratic equation. Solution of a quadratic equation by factorization. So in this question, what we do is we will take the coefficient of x square term and the constant term, multiply it. So I get 2 into 6 is equal to 12. I find the factors of 12 to be equal to 4 and 3, the convenient factors with respect to my middle term. So my x gets divided as 4x minus 3x. You can see 4x minus 3x is actually equal to plus x. So I am writing down 2x square as it is, plus x I write it as plus 4x minus 3x, and minus 6 as it is equal to 0. From the first two terms, I take out 2x common and I am left with in the bracket x plus 2. From these two terms, I take out minus is common and also 3 is common, and I am left with in the bracket x plus 2 is equal to 0. Because when also now you check whether this step is the same as the above step. You can see 2x into x will give you 2x squared, 2x into 2 will give you 4x, minus 3 into x will give you minus 3x, minus 3 into 2 will give you minus 6 is equal to 0. Now from here x plus 2 comes out common, and whatever is left out will come into the next bracket, that is 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So when I equate both of them to 0, I get x plus 2 is equal to 0 will give me x is equal to minus 2, and 2x minus 3 is equal to 0 will give me x is equal to 3 by 2. In the same way, in the next question, root 2 x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2, I will multiply again, as I had said, you will multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant term to get 5 into root 2 into root 2, which is equal to 5 2s are 10. I am splitting 10 as 5 and 2 because I have 7x over here. So 5x I will write the middle term as 5x plus 2x. 7x is equal to 5x plus 2x. I leave the remaining two terms, the first and the last term, as it is. Then from these two terms, I have only x will come out common, and I am left with root 2x over here plus 5 over here. Again from these two, 2 is consisting of root 2 into root 2, and therefore one root 2 comes out common outside and the other root 2 stays inside the bracket with x. And from here root 2 has gone out, so only 5 is remaining. Now between these two, if you see again, you can verify x into root 2x will give you root 2x square, x into 5 will give you 5x. Root 2 into root 2x will give you root 2 into root 2 will become 2 into x, and root 2 into 5 will give you 5 root 2. Now from these two terms, you can see root 2x plus 5 is common, so I bring that out as the first bracket, and the remaining part will go into the next bracket, that is x plus root 2 is equal to 0. When I equate these two brackets to 0, I will get x is equal to minus 5 by root 2, and here I get x is equal to minus root 2. So the third question, x squared plus 2 root 2x minus 6 is equal to 0. I want to solve this using factorization. So again over here you can see that the coefficient of x squared is 1 and the constant term is 6. So I multiply 6 with 1 to get 6, and I have to find the factors of 6. So when I'm looking at this, 6 is going to be equal to 3 into 2. But my 2 can also be written as root 2 into root 2. Which means if I club 3 root 2 together and root 2 separate, I am going to get 3 root 2 minus root 2 x, that is my middle term becomes 3 root 2 minus root 2 minus 6, because 3 root 2 minus root 2 is going to be equal to 2 root 2. So I am getting x squared plus 3 root 2x minus root 2x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now from the first two terms, I take out x common. I am left with x plus 3 root 2. And from these two terms, I will take out from these two, including the minus. So the minus comes out common and root 2 also comes out common, because my 6 is made up of 3 into root 2 into root 2. So one of the root 2 comes out common and the other 3 root 2 stays inside the bracket. You can check over here. X into x will give you x square. X into 3 root 2 will give you 3 root 2x. Minus root 2 into x will give you minus root 2x, and minus root 2 plus 3 root 2 will give you minus 6 is equal to 0. Again, the common bracket comes out first, and you are left with, in the next bracket, x minus root 2 is equal to 0, which will give you x is equal to, from here, minus 3 root 2, and from the second bracket you will get x is equal to root 2. The next question, 3x squared minus 2 root 6 plus 2 is equal to 0. So I multiply 2 and 3 to get 6. 6 can be written as root 6 into root 6. So I'm splitting 6 as root 6 and root 6. So this will give you minus 2 root 6x will give you minus root 6x minus root 6x. So you can see this is 3x squared as it is. Minus root 6x minus root 6x becomes minus 2 root 6x, and plus 2 as it is equal to 0. From the first two terms, I take out x common, of course, and I am taking out root 3 also common, because my root 6 is actually made up of root 3 into root 2, and my 3 is made up of root 3 into root 3. So when root 3 comes out, root 3 into x comes out common, I am left with root 3x over here, and here root 3 has already gone out, so I am left with root 2. And from the next two terms, minus comes out common. My 2 is made up of root 2 into root 2. So one root 2 is gone in and the other root 2 is left inside. Also remember that the plus sign is actually made up of minus into minus. So one minus has gone outside and the other minus stays inside. Let's check again. Root 3x into root 3x will give you 3x squared. Root 3x into minus root 2 will give you minus root 6x. Minus root 2 into root 3 will give you minus root 6x, and this minus will become plus over here. Root 2 into root 2 will become 2 is equal to 0. For this bracket comes out common, root 3x minus root 2, and I am left with in the next bracket root 3x minus root 2 is equal to 0, and therefore x is equal to root 2 by root 3, or from here it will give you will get x is equal to root 2 by root 3. Now in this question, x plus 3 upon x minus 2 minus 1 minus x upon x is equal to 17 by 4. I'll first handle the LHS. So I'm taking the LCM in LHS. So this is going to be x into x plus 3 plus this minus as it is, and I'll get x minus 2 into 1 minus x divided by my LCM is x into x minus 2 is equal to 17 by 4. I expand this, I will get x squared plus 3x minus x into 1 will give you minus x, and x into minus x will give me minus x squared, but again there is a minus sign over here, so it will become plus x squared. Minus 2 into 1 will give me minus 2, but when I multiply with minus sign, it will give me plus 2. Minus 2 into minus x will give me plus 2x, but with this minus I get minus 2x. I simplify further, x squared plus x squared will become 2x squared minus x plus 3x and minus x will become plus 2x, and plus 2x minus 2x will go, and I'm only left with plus 2 over here, x squared minus 2x in the denominator. I now cross multiply, I get this, and I come to 9x squared minus 34x minus 8 is equal to 0. Now 9 into 8 is 72. When you can see 72, you can write it as 36 and 2, 36 2s are is 72, and also 36 minus 2 will give me minus 34, so I am writing it as minus 34 can be written as minus 36 plus 2. From the first two terms, I take out 9x common, I'm left with x minus 4. From here, these two, I take out plus 2 common, I'm left with x minus 4. And therefore, I get x minus 4 into 9x plus 2 is equal to 0, which will give me x is equal to 4 or x is equal to minus 2 by 9. The fifth question, solve 9x squared minus 9 into a plus bx plus 2a squared plus 5ab plus 2b squared is equal to 0. I'm going to look at the constant term. This is 2a squared plus 5ab plus 2b squared. When I split it, this is going to be 4ab plus ab. I'm splitting the middle term. That will help me to factorize it as a plus 2b into 2a plus b. Then I am looking at the middle term minus 9 into a plus b. That I will split it as minus 3 into from here a plus 2b, and then minus 3 into 2a plus b. You just look at this. This is going to be minus 3a, and this is going to give us minus 6a. So minus 3a into minus 6a is actually equal to minus 9a. That is minus 9a over here. Then minus 3 into 2b will give you minus 6b, and this is minus 3 into b will give you minus 3b. So minus 6b and minus 3b will again give us minus 9b, which is equal to minus 9 into b over here. So I come back to the original question, 9x squared minus 9 into a plus bx plus the constant term is equal to 0. I'm splitting the middle term as minus 3 into a plus 2b into x and minus 3 into 2a plus b into x, and then the constant term also I'm splitting it as I have already factored it. And then from these two, I take out 3 and x common. That will give me 3x left over here, and over here minus, and 3 has gone, x has gone, so only a plus 2b is left over here. From these two terms, minus comes out common, plus becomes minus over here, and also you see over here 2a plus b comes out common, so I'm left with 3 into x, and In the left out over here is a plus 2b. So you observe that this is 3x minus a plus 2b and this is 3x minus a plus 2b. So I take that out common and I am left with 3x minus 2a plus b is equal to 0. Which when I again equate both the brackets to 0, I will get x is equal to a plus 2b divided by 3, and again I will get x is equal to 2a plus b divided by 3. So that's how I have factorized the question 9x square question given to us.